Weekly Outdoor Plus is a new and exciting outdoor show presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, starring new owner Gary Hintz. His youngest son, the show pro, Jace Hintz. And the show producer, creator, and host, his oldest son, Seth Hintz. So now sit back and relax and get ready to learn about archery and the world of the outdoors.
Sunday afternoon before the third turkey season. We're out here putting up our blind. We're gonna come back Wednesday morning. We walked the perimeter of the field. We saw a few tracks, a couple feathers, a lot of deer tracks. But we decided to set up here kind of away from where the roosts are the first day, just to see where they're at so we don't walk under them and scare them the first day, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm. That'd be bad if we spook them.
Yeah, this will be good. Don't spook them the first day. Maybe we'll call them in. There's fields all around us. And a lot of woods, a lot of roosting areas, I think. So we'll get set up. We'll shoot our bows.
I think we'll be able to get one.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday morning.
Call them in. Let's set this up, stake it down so the wind don't blow it away, and then shoot your bow a little bit. And then what? Breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good answer. Looks like a good spot. We set it away, what, 30 yards from the field edge.
Yeah.
So we can shoot 30 yards that way and 30 yards that way. Actually, all the way around. If we went right on the edge, we wouldn't be able to shoot in there. So we're kind of limiting ourselves. Now we gain more space out this way, right?
Yeah.
Good idea, eh?
Yeah.
Amen. Now we can shoot your bow. You got, we'll sight it in for what, 20, 30, 40?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched our shows before. Johnny shot one at, what, 35 or 37?
Yeah, about that.
Yards.
Last year.
It was moving and we had the Ranger finder on it, so it was kind of fast, but I think it was around the 35-yard mark.
If you guys want to shoot 3-inch groups with broadheads, you gotta shoot at Bucks and Bulls Archery. I'm here with Gary Hintz from Bucks and Bulls Archery. We're out here scouting, getting ready for the 3rd week turkey hunt in Wisconsin. And when you're shooting arrows like this, it makes me feel very fortunate to have the world's best archery shop right down the road from my house.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
That was nice. You hit the same hole at 20 and 30 yards right there, so now we're gonna try a 40, see if we can hit the hole again. I'm not saying we're gonna shoot turkey at 40, hopefully they come closer, but if we have to, we have to. Because he did kill one at 37 already. How old are you, Johnny?
15.
15 years old. He's shooting turkeys at 35 yards with a bow. That's awesome. Some people can't even shoot them that far with a shotgun. That's awesome. You take the Boy, I met him in my archery leagues. Great kid.
Left and right, it's perfect.
Shooting a broadhead at 40 yards, hitting about a 2-inch spot. I think it has a lot to do with my leagues.
Matero's Pub and Pizza is located on Highway 66 in Polonia, Wisconsin. Come join us. Woodmat frames are fully customizable handcrafted wood frames. Choose your style of frame, then customize the white maple, cherry, or alderwood mattings with any logo, image, or text. Each and every frame is handmade in central Wisconsin by Master Woodworks, whose creativity and precision led to the creation of these great new frames. Whether you're looking for a single frame or something for the whole group, woodmatframes.com is the place to go. Check us out online or email sales@woodmatframes.com for pricing and ordering information. So when you're ready to put another memory on the wall, come to woodmatframes.com and make it extra special.
Hi, TJ Klein from Frank's Hardware. From spring to fall, we have it all. From keeping everything green to working in the garden, Frank's Hardware has everything you need, including seed, to keep your garden looking right. And don't forget about your deck. Now is a great time to do maintenance on your deck and outside, so you can enjoy the rest of your summer.
Big or small, Dave's Body Shop does it all. If you want professional quality body and repair work, Dave is definitely your guy. All insurance work is welcome.
Hi, I'm Dave from Dave's Body Shop in Stevens Point. The guys down in Allen's got this ambulance and they wanted it fixed. They went to a couple body shops and every body shop wanted an arm and a leg. The guy says, hey, I just want a price I can live with. So I gave him a price they could live with.
So next time you need a job done right, head down to 825 Park Street in Stevens Point to
Dave's Body Shop, a place that you're always welcome.
Real Deal G2 seeds. The results speak for themselves.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Next time you go out, make it memorable at Matero's Pub and Pizza.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's lesson segment on Weekly Outdoor Plus. Jason Hintz here with you again as always, and this week we're going to be going over, since majority of the people right now are turkey hunting and are actually, a lot of them are attempting it with their bows. I know a couple people that have had a little more struggles than they suspected basically, and what it comes down to is how you're basically executing your form. If you're at full draw, I mean this happens with deer and everything, sitting down, standing, the whole 9 yards. When they're moving, obviously you have to pull back ahead of time when they can't see you or they don't, you know, they're not facing you, whatever the situation is, when they're behind a tree. But you got to expect that they're going to be moving then, so you're not going to have like a normal target shot where you're just pulling back, aiming straight at it, taking your shot. There's a couple keys that a lot of people screw up basically, and I mean this could be basically from shooting down, shooting up, turning all the way left or right, shooting through a different window in your blind, the whole 9 yards. The biggest key is when you're talking about like your upper body structure, you want to keep it exactly the same. And when I say upper body structure, mostly it's your arms, but when you pull back, you want to make sure that your back arm and your front arm stay exactly like they are. If you got to all of a sudden go down or move left or right, you don't want to start moving your arm in or out. You don't want to start moving up and down with your arms. The big key is you want to move your waist, all right? You got to, first of all, have your feet positioned ahead of time. So if, you know, there's two windows that you might have to shoot or whatever, be positioned in between them. You can always turn your waist a little bit one way or your waist a little bit the other way. But if you're fully committed this way and you can't fully turn your waist, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to start moving your arms. Pretty soon your draw length's going to be 2 inches shorter because you're shooting in front of you instead of at your side like you're supposed to. So little things like this, just planning ahead on basically your feet position a little bit. And again, you can always shuffle them a little bit, but that's also plan ahead. Make sure you don't have any leaves in there. Make sure it's just black dirt under your feet so it's nice and quiet, it's simple. Once you have that all set up, you're basically ready to start moving just your waist, all right? So when you're sitting there, say you're shooting out of your tree stand, you gotta obviously don't bend your arm down. You start dropping your arm, you're gonna start picking up here, you're gonna have everything stretched out, you're gonna start using your bicep muscles, you're gonna start using your lats and everything, where not bone on bone, it's not straight, even shot. So when you pull back, you just wanna bend straight down at your waist, or straight up at your waist, depending where the animal's gonna be, so your upper body stays exactly the same. Next thing is gonna be also, you're switching spots or whatever, you always have to keep in mind, you're not aiming at the whole bird, you're not aiming at the whole deer. You gotta pick your spot. You gotta pick your spot on the animal. You can't be, okay, I'm switching all my stuff, I'm going over everything in my head. First of all, practice it a little bit so you don't have to go over everything in your head. Just make sure my arms, okay, they're where I want them to be, I'm on target. You're not gonna be moving as much. Where if I just move my arms in, I'm gonna be using all my arm muscles again to be controlling my bow and controlling where I'm aiming. Where if I can turn my whole waist into it, I can actually take my shot. It's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable in like the midsection, but it's gonna definitely make you still hold a lot steadier. So again, say you switch windows on this next bird that you come up on, you know, you're at full draw, it sees the hen over here, starts running over, you get your caller, have one nice cluck out or whatever, it stops. Okay, well now I turned at my waist, I'm still holding steady. Make sure you don't, again, rush your shot. Biggest key is pick your spot on that bird, pick the roughed up feathers, pick where all the wing comes into the breast and you can actually find the creases there. Pick exactly where you want to shoot it. If it's facing away, find, you know, right below the fan there basically. Take your shot. So again, pick your spot. Once you have your mid torso is what's moving, not your arms. That's the key. So move your torso, pick your spot, execute your shot. It'll be a lot more successful. A lot of people are moving their arms and that's, again, so hard to aim. You start moving your arms, you got different grips going on because you got upper pressure, lower pressure, depending on how you actually move your arms up and down. So again, move at your waist, have your feet set ahead of time, pick your spot, execute that shot, be a lot more successful. Good luck hunting this week. Hopefully we get some more pictures in on Facebook or email us, either way. Check us out on YouTube again if you want to get any refreshers on what I'm talking about and, you know, maybe miss something. It can help you out definitely in the long run. It's all it's about, getting better and having fun. So you guys have a good week. Tune in next week.
Get your photos on an upcoming episode during our fan photo segment.
Presented to you by Bucks and Bulls Archery at our new location, 3296 Church Street, Stevens Point.
Simply send us your photos with a brief description to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Then watch for yourself in every week's new fan photo segment. Now let's see who sent us their photos this week. Our first picture this week comes from Lexi Chaplinsky with this big bird she harvested earlier this year. And next we have one of Louie, Lexi, and Abby, along with another turkey that they got. Here we have one from Troy and Kevin, who brought their bird to Bucks and Bulls to show Gary. Next we have one from Jeff and Molly out chasing carp. Here's a picture all the way from Machu Picchu, Peru, where Lucas and Ryan were testing their Wisconsin hiking skills. Next we have a picture of a giant turkey beard. Here we have one from Shaz and a couple young hunters after a successful day in the woods. And our last picture this week is of our new friend Ian, who bagged this tom right here in central Wisconsin. Thank you to all of this week's entries in our fan photos segment. Don't miss out on your chance to be part of the show by sending in your photos to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Now back to the show.
Deal G2 seeds. The results speak for themselves.
On December 15, 1791, the Supreme Court introduced the Second Amendment into the Bill of Rights in America. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Proudly display your support of the right to bear arms with this one-of-a-kind Second Amendment Eagle print for only $79.95 plus shipping and handling. Find them online at woodmatframes.com. Just 7 miles east of Stevens Point, Matero's Pub and Pizza. It's worth the drive.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Hi, TJ Klein from Frank's Hardware. From spring to fall, we have it all. From keeping everything green to working in the garden, Frank's Hardware has everything you need, including seed, to keep your garden looking right. And don't forget about your deck. Now's a great time to do maintenance on your deck and outside, so you can enjoy the rest of your summer.
Big or small, Dave's Body Shop does it all. If you want professional quality body and repair work, Dave is definitely your guy. All insurance work is welcome.
Hi, I'm Dave from Dave's Body Shop in Stevens Point. The guys down in Allen's got this ambulance and they wanted it fixed. They went to a couple body shops and every body shop wanted an arm and a leg. The guy says, hey, I just want a price I can live with. So I gave him a price they could live with.
So next time you need a job done right, head down to 825 Park Street in Stevens Point to
Dave's Body Shop, a place that you're always welcome.
Well, today we're going to take the same breast meat that you had offered to me with our salad. We use in the salad service, and once again, it's a half of a breast from a turkey, tenderloin still intact, but there's some cruddy stuff on it, right? We've got some silver skin and some fascia. I can never pronounce that medical term. Maybe Mr. Stakowski knows better.
That's the Polish in us.
Yes. And we're going to take this breast and we're going to cut it into scallopinis, or really thin slices, and we're going to pound them out with a meat tenderizer or a hammer. Do that between some parchment paper and some saran, and we're going to pound them paper thin. So, and look at, we're using this Rapala fillet knife, all the fancy blades they sell us in this industry, and sometimes I think we're better off going to Fleet Farm and buying a $7.99 Rapala wooden handle fillet knife. Now you'll see that there's meat that's on there that you know, you might say that's wasteful. Well, it doesn't have to be. You could take all that meat. You could do several things with it. You could grind it to make ground turkey. You could take it and boil it off and throw it in a stock, or throw it in the soup that we made. You can use, all the trim pieces can be used for soup, so don't discard this because you're trimming this up. Keep it, find another use for it. Nothing else, I bet there's a dog or two that would love to eat some cooked turkey meat. When we're preparing scallopinis, we have to make sure that the meat is at first and foremost cut the right way. So we're going to cut the meat so that when we pound it out, we're pounding it out with the grain. So I'm going to kind of look, and I see the muscle fibers are kind of going like this. So I'm going to cut perpendicular to the muscle fibers. Okay, we've got several strips. We're going to lay them out on saran. Then I've got two strong boys over here that have a hammer in their hand, a blunt-ended hammer. And we're going to put some parchment now on top of the scallopinis, and wherever Chef Cade sees this guy, he's going to take the hammer, he's going to gently pound it flat, okay? job. Looks like you've done a really nice job, Kate. So now when we pull them back, you can see they're paper thin, right? We're going to get back to these in a little bit. We're going to dip them in a little bit of flour, then egg wash and breading, and that'll be the protein, the base protein for our turkey breast Martinique. I now have Chef Austin and Chef Kate here. They're going to do the breading of the scallopinis that we've prepped for our Martinique, our main entree that's going to be prepped in just a bit. So when we do this, we're going to go 3 different bins we have to go from. We're going to go from flour to egg to cornmeal breading. So Austin, or Cade's going to start first. He's going to take, with clean hands that he's sanitized, I'm sure he did, he's going to take these guys one at a time. They're going to be real delicate. They're very thin. You're going to take them and dredge them in flour. Try to keep them flat if you can, right? Then you're going to dip it in the egg wash. And egg wash can be made with water or milk, but it's the whole egg that's beaten, kind of like you're making scrambled eggs at home. And you can add a little bit of water or a little bit of milk. We use milk in ours. And I would say for every 6 eggs, you would use about just 1/4 of a cup of milk. So I've gone from the flour, shaken off the excess flour, dipped it in the egg wash, and then rolled it in this cornmeal breading. In the end, we have a product that looks like, looks like that. So have at it, guys.
Austin, hurry up. Deliciousness doesn't come quick, Kate. It does.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the medallions that the boys have so diligently prepared for me, the scallopinis, and we're going to saute them and make them the dish that we're calling a turkey breast Martinique. I'm going to start with a saute pan. Everything's going to be done on stovetop. We just use a pomace olive oil. You can use virgin olive oil. And we're just getting enough to cover the bottom of the pan. We're going to bring it up to a temperature that's going to allow us to brown the medallions, but not burn that breading. So medium to medium high heat. We're going to take the scallopinis that the boys worked hard on. They're thin strips, okay? We're going to see if our oil is ready. It's not quite ready. We'll wait till it bubbles a little bit. I can test it several ways. I can take a little piece of breading, see if I get it to bubble like that. You know your heat's good now, okay? Then what we have here, I'm a mushroom picker. One of the mushrooms we pick in the woods in Wisconsin is called a honey mushroom. The honey mushroom, to get it to where you know that it's safe and it doesn't compromise the flavors, when we pick them, we'll trim them back and we actually boil them. And we'll boil them with a little bit of salt in the water, sometimes some flat leaf parsley, drain them, take off any debris, dirt, things like that, strain them, and then we'll freeze them. So these have been frozen. These were harvested last fall. We're shooting in the spring, so this is a fall honey mushroom. Once we feel an edge is browned, we're going to turn it. So I've got the scallopinis cooking in the olive oil. We've browned one side fairly well. We're going to add some mushrooms. I probably have enough for 2 people here, so I'm probably going to put maybe a couple of these mushrooms in this saute. I'm just going to add them in and around. We process our own garlic. It's in a little bit of olive oil to keep it. So I'm going to put, in this dish, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of fresh garlic. I'm going to add some scallion. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of scallion, or green onion, spring onion. In the end, what we're going to do with all the pan drippings that are in the pan now, we're going to deglaze them. We're going to use I thought it'd be appropriate for us to use a bourbon to make a bourbon pan sauce. Pan sauce literally means we're going to deglaze the pan, cook off the bottom of the pan, incorporate any bits of food that are in there, and get those flavors to work. And then we need it to go from the deglazed product to something that's a sauce. We might add a little bit of stock, and then we might even add some roux to thicken it. We'll see where we go. I'm going to add some fresh black pepper. I would be generous with pepper with wild game. Now we're going to deglaze our pan. So when the alcohol cooks away, there's no your kids can eat it. That's what we're doing. That's what the flame is caused by. So we're cooking away all the alcohol, but getting the flavor of that very well-crafted bourbon, and if we're choosing wild turkey for this method. This is our turkey stock that we had going from earlier. We're going to add a little bit of that broth to the water. I'm going to take a little kosher salt at the end. Got some kosher salt here. There's a cheese that I've been using the past couple months in my restaurant. It's a Wisconsin-made cheese. It's called Mauvais, and Mauvais cheese is sheep's milk and goat's milk cheese pressed together in a common loaf with a grapevine ash divider. So you've got a soft, creamy cheese and a hard, almost like Parmesan, nutty type cheese. Two different flavors in one cheese. We're going to put these slices of this Mauvais cheese on top of our medallions. We're going to move the honey mushrooms away. Our pan's a little overcrowded, but we'll get by. We're going to take the slices and we're going to try to break them, the pieces that'll fit on top of our medallions. Since I want both cheeses to be flavored on each medallion, I'm breaking them that way. We're going to take this entire pan, heat off, and we're going to finish it in our oven. We're going to stick the whole thing in our oven, and we will let it cook in that oven, maybe at about 400 degrees, just enough to melt the cheese. So maybe about 10 minutes, 5 minutes is all it's going to take. Fork tender, great flavor, and that's a hit. I'll let people out there know that this comes as more of a passion than it does as a tool. I do this as self-serving. I'm a hunter as well in the sports. So that's how I learn most of my recipes. Then I tweak them with the real world knows. And one of the ways you can get that here, there are wild game feeds that I do. I can only do them as fundraisers. So you may be attached to a Turkey Federation banquet, it might be to a rough grouse banquet. But if you see them in and around, you see a Chef Thad's wild game feed for 8. That's the kind of food I'll prepare for you on that night, and I can tell you they're a world of fun, and they're always for a good cause. If you can't do that, cook it at home. It'll take you places. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Don't forget to check us out online at facebook.com/weeklyoutdoorplus. See you next week.